It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast.
We're here at MJ Unpacked in Las Vegas. I've got Zach, Iszard, and Gharib. Say that right?
Yes.
All right, sweet. And you guys are with Harvest Direct? Is that right too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're on a roll. What is Harvest Direct?
So Harvest Direct is a cannabis technology company. We're located in Tacoma, Washington.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are in Mount Vernon.
I'm from Seattle, yeah.
Right on.
Cool. So yeah, we make cannabis technology that lets us preserve the entourage effect of every strain out there into any non-smoked form.
Okay, so you're able... Wait, so explain that. How do you do that?
How do we do it? So we invented a machine called LACY. It stands for Lossless Activation Chamber Y. And it allows us to decarb or activate the cannabis while maintaining the full entourage effect, while maintaining the full profile.
Okay, so decarboxylation is you're turning it into active THC?
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you're preserving, I'm guessing, the flavonoids, the terpenes, anything, the whole entourage effect.
Absolutely.
Okay. And why?
Well, because the entourage effect is amazing, and there's so much in the plant that traditional and even current processing destroys. Like distilling, for example, there's no terpenes unless they're being added back, and they've been hacked apart anyway by all different kinds of different machines. So with our process, we can take any extract, put it in, activate it, and the only thing that's changed is that we've decarboxylated all the acidic cannabinoids. So THCA goes to THC, CBDA goes to CBD, that's it. Everything else remains unchanged. 97 to 98% terpene retention by percentage, every single manufacturing.
During the pandemic, we saw a lot of edibles being sold. How would this help reduce, overdoses? There's a lot of like nano tech that's trying to resolve that issue, but how does it impact the edible market and people's ability to not take too much?
For sure. So,
because with the activation, wouldn't that be hit faster, kind of like nanotech, so that they don't have to wait 45 minutes and then take another one because it's not doing anything? Or
so it's more so like getting more bang out of your buck.
Mm-hmm.
So our 10 milligram capsule feels stronger than the competitor's 10 milligram capsule because it's got that total spectrum. So as a result, we make introduction level products that are at 5 milligrams or even 1 milligram, just to show people what the technology can do, and so that they can start to build a feel for how the experience is going to go. You can always take more, but it's very, very hard to get on high once you're super high.
Why is it more expensive to have activated, the tankers, the syringes in some of the stores that have the refillable oil for vape pens are more expensive by, double or sometimes triple the price for activated? Is the process that much more expensive, or is it just that they're able to essentially get more money for it because it's a grab and go? You can eat it if you want because it's activated, and you don't have to necessarily smoke it. So is that the strategy of why it's more expensive, or is it the processing that costs more?
So I think it's kind of both. Because of the way that it's done now by everyone except those with LACY, there's a lot of processing steps, and every time you transfer from one machine to the next, and in like a distillation process chain, you do like 3 or 4 transfers. You lose a few percent each time, and your margin disappears. So you got to jack up your price.
And your cannabinoids themselves are also degrading.
Yeah,
so
also
like
yes.
your THC degrades, your CBD degrades, and that's another like huge impact that the technology has, is truly giving you the biggest bang for your buck as a consumer and as a processor who uses it.
Why is that important? Like, does it matter if I have a strain that sits on a shelf for a really long time and it's sativa, and then I go and I smoke that a year later? It's going to be a sativa, right? It's not going to degrade into CBN, right?
So it's complex.
It's not the sitting on the shelf that makes it degrade. It's the way it's processed.
Yeah.
It's the way the oil is made before it goes into the business.
What about light deprivation? If it's a glass jar that doesn't have UV and it's sitting there and there's light, could it?
So there's perfect ways to store cannabis and cure cannabis so that you're losing as little terpene content as possible. inert environment, so no oxygen, that's great. In the dark, that's great. Cold, but not too cold, not frozen. Those are all the environments that we've seen, at least in our travels, being leaders of the science team for a large volume testing lab in Washington. That's the kind of processes we saw work the best.
Yeah, so we used to work at Confidence Analytics. If you ever heard of that. Zach was the head scientist there, and that's where we met up. And we used to see thousands of products, and we used to see what makes them good and what makes them bad. And that's really what motivated us to take the jump and start our own company. Awesome. Everyone was viewing the supply chain as like set in stone, that there are steps in the supply chain that destroy the entourage effect and there's nothing we can do about it. And we didn't take that lightly. When someone tells us no, we say why not. When someone tells us you can't, we say why not. So we cleared the dry erase board, we made a pot of coffee, smoked a little sativa, and we started working out how can we do this reaction while maintaining the profile.
Washington State, that's where we're from. I've been there a while, so I'm going to say that Washington State is a petri dish shithole experiment, non-vertically integrated, and I advise all my clients not to go to do business in Washington State. No offense, Matthew. Having said that, are you trying to take your SOPs out of this state to help Oklahoma or Nevada or all of these other places? What are you doing to try and get out of Washington? Because it seems like so isolated, no one really cares. Willie Nelson just left. No one wants to be in Washington.
Well, see, no, the thing is, the Willie Nelson brand, and like not to shit on them, but the Willie Nelson brand didn't do well because the products aren't differentiated beyond the brand name.
No one cares about celebrities. I think that's across the board.
What people care about is good shit. What people care about is black market, like someone saying this is the biggest I've ever had, buy up as much of it as you can before it sells out. And people are willing to pay a little more and drive a little further for that. And as long as the market is like that, people who make superior products that are truly differentiated, they've got a huge space to play.
Why is 3rd Avenue across from the courthouse, why do they have the best smelling cannabis? The people, the homeless people that smoke, I want to go over there and just chief with them. They have the best smelling bud in the whole state. How?
So something that I've seen with growers is when you do smaller scale grows, like tent grows, it's much easier to produce really fire dank bud. When you're doing
small batch.
Exactly. When you're doing it at a large commercial scale, harder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Keeping track of every little branch, every little bud.
So pretty much what I would say is that the homeless people potentially are growing their own, and they're giving it a lot of care and attention because they have all the time to do that.
Interesting. All right, appreciate that. What are you guys wanting to get out of MJ Impact? Why are you here?
So 2 things, customers and investors.
Okay. Obviously you want to get customers, and then are you seeing some progress with that? Do you talk to people in Nevada and say, hey, yeah, that's something we need, we want to do that? What are how well are you being received?
We were talking to some guys who own a license in Florida just this morning, and they were super jazzed about the process, about the products.
And that's what we do. We license the machine and the SOPs as a package, and that way you can expand LACY-made products into your state.
Okay. If people want to expand LACY to their state, where can they see what you've done? Are you on social media? Do you have a website? How can they contact you?
Yeah, so we've got a website, harvestdirect.co. We also have an Instagram, harvest_direct. And we are also on LinkedIn, which a lot of the business is being done there. That's how we met.
Awesome. I will put you guys' LinkedIn in the description in the show notes. So check that out. But I think with that, we're going to have to wrap this one up. So I want to thank my guests, Gharib, and also Iszard with Harvest Direct. Appreciate you guys being on the Talking Hedge.
Of course, yeah. Appreciate you too, Josh.
Appreciate it. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.
Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.